Let me make sure I get the right live stream up on the big screen. I got a couple planned in advance this afternoon. We have um, Cynthia Orlando, and we're going to talk about guilt. Guilt's a big thing to talk about in A Course in Miracles. It doesn't sound too positive, does it? Who wants to talk about guilt? However, Course in Miracles, like any mature spiritual path, is not about bypassing anything. Hey, Ellie, you got to face it head on. You got to feel it, and you have to learn how to give it away. There's a big difference here. By giving it away, it doesn't mean we're giving it to others. It means that we are handing it over to what the Course calls the Holy Spirit, which we could call, if we wanted to, our intuitive guidance, our higher guidance, our universal inspiration, um, the universe, God, doesn't matter what term we use. Versus projecting, which is what we do now. We project our guilt outwards. So this is why we have every single problem that we have in the world. Every single problem that we have in the world is based upon guilt that we have inherited without even knowing. In yoga terms, Buddhist terms as well, uh, yogic psychology, this would be the samskaras, that which continues over from previous lifetimes. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about reincarnation. We come in with these um, emotional imprints, and then we develop more of them and more of them and more of them. We develop them through our parents, their response to what we do, from school, our teachers, the media, books we read, friends, relatives, and again, who knows, previous lifetimes. Um, and then whatever we develop in this lifetime, we just carry over forward. It's a mess. Let's figure a way out. So that is all of that. It's based on guilt. Now, the psychology of A Course in Miracles says that guilt is based upon the belief, the wrong belief, the misbelief that we have somehow, hey, Anthony, separated ourselves from the source, separated ourselves from God, which means we're separate from each other. It's a great, big, vast world, and we are just this tiny, tiny, tiny little aspect floating in a sea of indifference. Who wouldn't be scared, and who wouldn't feel guilty for bringing this upon ourselves and others, right? The Course says, hand it on over. Hand it over to the Holy Spirit. Ask to be healed. Ask for help. Ask to know that we are always connected to the source, that we are always one with each other. Hey, Marlon. Anthony, how you doing today? Anna, hey, Anna. Lesson 47. Yep. So every single aspect of the Course in Miracles, every single aspect of yoga, every single aspect of Buddhism is a healing path of knowing who we truly are. We're not achieving anything that is outside of us. Hey, Miss Pipper. We're not, hey, Selma. We're not asking anything that doesn't already belong to us. It's already here. Now. We, as we like to say here, we're Ram Dassing it up. Selma, I hope you're having a good morning. So every part of A Course in Miracles is about removing the obstacles of knowing who we truly are. Knowing who we truly are. Let's see if we can get a little closer today. Maybe any single lesson in the Course, and almost every single lesson in the text, and I think Miss Flipper would probably agree, has the potential to, hey Lady Sky, has the potential to wake us up right now. Lesson 47, God is the strength in which I trust. Very important lesson for me. I wrote about trust this morning. God is the strength in which I trust. Lesson 47, if you are trusting in your own strength, you have every reason to be apprehensive, anxious, and fearful. What can you predict or control? What is there in you that can be counted on? What would give you the ability to be aware of all the facets of any problem and to resolve them in such a way that only good can come of it? What is there in you that gives you the recognition of the right solution and the guarantee that it will be accomplished. Of course, you can do none of these things. To believe that you can is to put your trust where trust is unwarranted and to justify fear, anxiety, depression, anger, and sorrow. Who can put his faith in weakness and feel safe? Who can put his faith in strength and feel weak? God is your safety in every circumstance. His voice speaks for him in all situations and in every aspect of all situations, telling you exactly what to do to call upon his strength and his protection. There are no exceptions because God has no exceptions, and the voice which speaks for God thinks as he does. Today we will try to reach past your own weakness to the source of real strength. 4 5-minute practice periods are necessary today, and longer and more frequent ones are urged. Close your eyes and begin as usual by repeating the idea for the day. Then spend a minute or two and search for situations in your life which have been invested with fear, dismissing each one by telling yourself, God is a strength in which I trust. Now try to slip past all concerns related to your own sense of inadequacy. It is obvious that any situation that causes you concern is associated with feelings of inadequacy, for otherwise you would never believe that you could deal with a situation successfully. It is not by trusting yourself that you will gain confidence, but the strength of God in you is successful in all things. The recognition of your own frailty is a necessary step in the correction of your errors, but it is hardly a sufficient one in giving you the confidence which you need and to which you are entitled. You must also gain an awareness that confidence in your real strength is fully justified in every respect and in all circumstances. In the later phase of the practice period, try to reach down into your mind to a place of real safety. You will recognize that you have reached it if you feel a sense of deep peace, however briefly. Let go the trivial things that churn and bubble on your surface of your mind and reach down and below them to the kingdom of heaven. There is a place in you where there is perfect peace. There is a place in you where nothing is impossible. There is a place in you where the strength of God abides. During the day, repeat the idea often. Use it as your answer to any disturbance. Remember that peace is your right because you are giving your trust to the strength of God. God is a strength in which I trust. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to do some breath work. We're going to do pursed lips breathing. We're going to breathe in through the nose gently and easily. If you're having trouble breathing in through your nose, feel free to breathe in through your mouth. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to purse our lips as if we are blowing out a birthday candle gently on a cake. Tongue on the roof of the mouth behind the front teeth. Lips purse and extend the breath for a count of 8. Breathing in for 4, extending for 8, and then we're going to do our exercise for the day. So begin with eyes closed, back straight but not rigid, comfortable, centered, balanced. Even in the early morning, it might feel that there's a weight of the world, the weight of the day, the weight of expectations on your shoulders. Let the shoulders hang down towards the earth, allowing everything to just run off the shoulders, down through the arms, down through the fingertips. You can even shake your hands out just a little bit, gently releasing any weight that seems to be holding you down. Bring a gentle focus to the breath and just notice that easily and naturally the breath rises, the breath falls. No effort on our end whatsoever. Relaxed. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 2, 3, 4. Extend the breath through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. And out through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4, and whoosh for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4, and out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4, and out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4, and out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4, and out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. Extend the breath for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. And out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 2, 3, 4. And out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let the breath go, settling into its own easy and natural rhythm. With eyes still closed, enter that thought that God is the strength in which I trust. God is the strength in which I trust. Each word dropped into the mind. God is the strength in which I trust. Just repeat it to yourself several times, easily with no effort. As the mind wanders, which it does in any meditation, just bring it back to those easy words that God is the strength in which I trust. Now think of any situation where we've invested fear, where there's a sense of anxiety. Think of any uncertainty that faces us right now, where we think there are no answers, where we've imagined the worst possible outcome. And gently remind yourself that God is the strength in which I trust. It is that sense of self, that sense, that identity of being separate, of an ego, apart from God, independent of each other, where every sense of fear and every sense of anxiety lies. And the answer, the antidote to each of those concerns is that God is the strength in which I trust. Whatever fear, whatever anxiety, whatever concern, there's one answer, one solution to every problem. Trusting. Trusting in the source. Trusting in love. Trusting is God. God is the strength in which I trust. Sit comfortably with the breath. Sit comfortably with that thought. And when you're ready, only when you're ready, open your eyes. I'll see you back in the chat. I love you. All right, guys, let's dive in. Who am I supposed to look like today? Oh, I'm supposed to look like Walter White again, because he's bald. Let's see, what else we got? So our friend MK says, why yoga? Why not Christ? Why not both? Why not everything? Why one over the other? Hey, Jamie. Jamie, how are you? Yep, I just hummed to myself. Hey, Turtle. And it says, thank you so much, Yogi. I feel at peace. Someone says I put two people in timeout. Okay. You never have to, though, Soma. Only if it comes at you. I'm perfectly fine. I can handle my stuff. But I appreciate your concern. I appreciate you being there. Always. Yeah. Questions, KDG? 32 days until spring. I can't wait. What's today's date anyway? Today's the 16th? All right, so any questions about lesson 47, guys? 3 more to go. Once we hit 50, we do a review of those previous 50. Lesson 51 all the way to 60 are reviews, and then onwards. 47. Guys who have stuck with us, stuck with me, stuck with the course, good job. It's no easy thing. Lesson 47 on what? On A Course in Miracles. Oh, today's President Day. Is this a government holiday, so there's no mail or anything like that? Miss Pippa says, A Course in Miracles. Yep. So again, just let me know any questions on lesson 47. Guys, today, I started off talking about guilt. Boy, what a heavy subject to talk about on a Monday morning. However, when we consider guilt, if we practice some self-inquiry, we come to the conclusion there's really nothing to feel guilty for. And that's a huge sense of relief, even if we let it go just a little bit. Our guest, Cynthia Orlando, this afternoon is going to talk about that. The individual guilt that leads to the collective guilt, and how letting go of one reduces it for everyone. Letting go of our individual guilt helps end the collective guilt, which heals the world. Our healing, every little bit of self-healing, is healing the whole, because there is no separation from me to you to all of us. Lady Sky says grocery stores will be open and gas stations open. Lady Sky says no mail, no school, and no banks are closed. Hey, Big Al, I have a question, Yogi. Why are you so handsome? And how do I stay handsome at 60? Well, you know what, Big Al? I wasn't handsome until I was 49 and 364 days into my life. And then all of a sudden, in one big swoop, it happened. One day before my birthday. I turned 60 and I woke up and I was like, wow, it was worth it. All those years, all that, man, all the crap that I put up with for 59 and 364 days. And it came to this. Geez, the best days are ahead of you, Big Al. Let's see. Where are you on the Egghead Show? Where are you on? Where? A little bit to the left. Take a right, go down the hallway. And I was right there. In my opinion, the very best trolls are the ones who use proper grammar, the ones who, don't take the time to really think about the grammatical impact of what they're writing. No offense, worst trolls ever. If you're gonna, if you're gonna do something, commit to it. Be the best one that you can possibly be. I've been doing this for a couple years, so I've heard just about everything. If you want the most impact, if you want to see me visually shocked and clutch my heart, if I was wearing pearls, I would clutch my pearls. Um, you got to be grammatically correct. Sorry, man. I'm trying to be helpful. I want you to be the best at what you do. Big Al says, thank you, Yogi. Thank you, Big Al. Hey, you want to know if I had a wish right now? Don't take this the wrong way, Big Al. My wish would be that I could comment on the videos that I find of yours. I know why you do it, and I'm not asking you to change it. But man, I love every time a Big Al video comes up on my the algorithms. It really feels like a gift. Like Big Al has given me a gift. That little glimpse of a friend that I don't see as often as I would like pops up, and I immediately try to leave a reply. Anyway, I'm not asking you to change. I want you to know how much joy it always brings me when I come across one of your shorts. Hey, Norm. There are a lot of people that are guilty of these things. Guilty of what? Listen to the Who live at Leeds. Natural Bridge. Awesome. What do you think? Isn't that, is it like the most raw sound? Like it was something new. Like no one had ever done this before like that. Live at Leeds is one of the albums that changed my life. We talked about that Natural Bridge. Remember talking about how stumbling upon a particular sound that made you realize that I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about anything until I heard this. Live at Leeds, Janis Joplin singing Summertime. My first time at a Grateful Dead show. I had listened to Grateful Dead before, but at a show, everything was different. The first time I heard Van Morrison. First time I really heard Van Morrison. And then, of course, Miles Davis, Blue and Green, and John Coltrane, Love Supreme, as well as Horace Silver, Songs for My Father, and Ahmed Jamal, and I can't remember the name of the song. Natural says it's good. The Who usually comes in raw. It's extra raw. I like it. Awesome. Someone says, Big Al, can you handle the haters here? Because I don't want to deal with them. So, anytime we think, hey, Flora, anytime we think that there is a hater or a little bit of hate, the antidote to hate is always the realization of love. Just send them that little bit of love. Big Al said, that's so nice of you, Yogi. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Big Al. Just know that those little things that you do, it's never wasted. There's utmost importance in the little things that we do when we don't even consider why we're doing it, or we think, no big deal. I'm just going to put out a short or whatever, a little bit of my life. Nope. Everything has an impact. You never know who's going to find it and who's just going to smile because they see it. Everything. Big Al says, I got it, Soma. Morris says, my mom always said, if you're going to do anything bad, don't as best as you would with the good things. Be the best at what you do. Well, your mama sounds like a wise person, my friend. I have not practiced it yet. I've listened to it. So before I can practice, I need to, this is just the way I can do things with a song that I don't know. I need to listen to it to the point where I'm singing it in my head. You know what I mean? Where like I find myself later in the day, I've listened to it so often that, I'm singing in my head or even out loud when I'm cooking or whatever. And then I look at it and think, all right, I can at least give it a try. Thank you, Floor. I appreciate you being here, my friend. Fred says, hey, Fred. Fred, how have you been? Shout out to Big Al. I just went up to your channel. Lots of interesting stuff over there. Definitely. Definitely. So what are you listening to lately, Natural Bridge? Norm says, what are your definition of love? I don't have a definition of love. I have things that are maybe synonymous with love. Dad, how do you define the ineffable? This is why A Course in Miracles says we say God is, God being synonymous with love, and then we remain silent, because anything that follows after is just a symbol of a symbol twice removed. This is why in the Tao Te Ching it begins with the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. So any definition that I have would just be a slice of a slice of a slice of the infinite that cannot be divided. So why would we want to offer a definition? I understand what you're saying. Definition is always can always be negated. It can always be argued. It can always be debated. But love itself, that's for you, Miss Flipper. Love itself, we just shrug. We know it. We experience it. We are it. My definition of love is when I look at you and see you who you truly are and words escape me. Fred says, if you're enjoying the stream, and who wouldn't? Probably all of you. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Hey, Wassa. Fred says, oops, what did I miss? Lady Sky says, singing it in the head on how nice, Yogi. You will get it down packed, I'm sure. Thank you, Lady Sky. Lady Sky, I appreciate your confidence in me. How about you, though? Because you got the hard part. You're singing Lady Gaga. Bridge says, yes, we take the little things for granted, don't we? Especially when we feel it won't make a difference. Yes, but everything has the greatest impact. Everything, the smallest thing. This is why Kenneth Wapnick, a great Course in Miracles teacher, says, be kind to everything. Everything. Be kind to your keyboard. Be kind to your toaster. Be kind to the toast. Be kind to the socket and the electricity that runs through it to make your toast. Be kind to the air that you breathe for the people that come into your live stream. Be kind, be kind, be kind. Everything has an impact. Everything. Of course, now I have the zombie, not the zombies. Who was it who sang Zombie, the song? Cranberries, right? I have that song Zombie in your head. Big Al says, I have to get going. See y'all later. Love to you all. Love you too, Big Al. Thank you, my friend. Excellent point, Norm. I can't pronounce it, but it's an excellent point. Fred says, I do. God is love, and if you start treating me bad, it is not love, because God loves everyone. Nice, Fred. I like that. Miss Pepper says, what is there when all the obstacles are? What is there when all the obstacles to our awareness of its presence are removed? Nice. Lady Sky says, I've been practicing as well, Yogi. Great. Now you're going to sound even better than what you already sound, which is going to make me sound even worse than I already sound. Bach. Bach is, I have a neighbor up the street who was a violinist. I like calling him a fiddler, but he does not like that. A violinist. He does like the fiddle, but he was a violinist in the Baltimore Symphony. And to him, Bach was closest to the experience of God that you could get from any composer. Back to Kenneth Wapnick. Kenneth Wapnick fell in love with Beethoven and the mature Mozart and said a similar thing. Flora says, yes, be kind. Miss Pippa says, yes, great song. It was the Cranberries, right? You know who does a really good version of that? You might be surprised, Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus is one of those voices that people either absolutely love or they don't like it at all. It seems hardly anyone who listens is indifferent. I like Miley Cyrus. I like the person that she's matured into and the music that she's put out as she's matured. Thank you, Lady Sky. Selma's going to pick the winner between Yogi and Lady Sky. Pick me, Selma. Shh. Don't let anyone hear. Pick me. Now you can pick Lady Sky. She's a better singer than I am. Hey, Soul Chef, how are you? Great morning to you. Beautiful creations of God. Gift of divinity. You are the gift to divinity, perfectly created by a perfect creator. What a beautiful way to come into a live stream, my friend. Thank you. Cranberries, yes, zombies. What's says, hey, Anna. Sorry, I'm dozing off a bit. Did you miss me dancing, Wassa? Did you fall asleep when I was doing my interpretive dance of the Cranberries zombie? This guy says, I heard that. Oops, I must have cupped the wrong side of my mouth. I think I was talking to someone like this. Selma, pick me. Shh, pick me. Miss Pippa says, I have the song Book of Love by the Magnetic Fields in mind. Natural Bridge says, I have to go. Good night. Thank you. Thank you, Natural Bridge. Melissa says, I missed that. Yeah, thankfully. Jeez, man. Someone says, I will pick you, Yogi. Let's see. Itza says, what kind of books do you read? Lots of pictures, big words. My fingers get tired as I read. And it says, good night to Natural Briz. Hey, Long John, how are you, my friend? Someone says, it's a secret. No one knows that you're going to pick me. Hey, Jimmy. Good day. What are you hitting on, mate? I'm fairly new on these live chats. How about you square me off with the topic? Well, we've talked about music, everywhere from the Cranberries to the Who live at Leeds and classical music. We've talked about lesson 47 of A Course in Miracles. We've given the description to the indescribable. We've talked about my fingers getting tired as I read books with big words and lots of pictures. And I think that's about it. I think you caught up to date. Oh, we talked about being kind. Oh, and that if you want to be a troll with the greatest impact, you got to be grammatically correct. Otherwise, you've just trolled yourself and every teacher you've ever had. This guy says your vegan blueberry muffins are hanging in the balance here. That's why Selma has to pick me. Selma is rowing her boat. Everyone liked the stream. Yogi, Yogi, Yogi. Everyone loves you. Well, thank you, Selma. Fred says, I hope that everyone had a wonderful holiday. This one, thank you, Fred. Am I ready for Ramadan? I am. I am not Muslim, but I love all sacred days. I love holidays like that. You know what I especially love about Ramadan is it's a full force practice of their belief. It's not you fast very specifically. There's rituals to be performed. It's a great act of devotion, a great act of love. I think that's what I love about Lent. What's it says? Lady Sky is still pushing the muffins. I like that tenacity. It just says, Mashallah Allah, bless you. Thank you, my friend. Fred says hello to everyone in the chat. Jimmy says hi to Anna. All right, guys, we're going to end the live stream in a minute. Right before I went live, I was in the process of making a video of yesterday's live stream with the meditation and breath work that we did for lesson 46. And then I have another video to make of that. I think it's going to be of Lloyd Lapp and Stephanie Finnegan, the great live stream that they gave us on Valentine's Day on Saturday. If you got time, guys, today in the afternoon, we're going to talk about healing guilt with our guest, Cynthia Orlando. And then tonight, 5:25, we have Patty Moss. Patty is a therapist and family therapist, and a Course in Miracles teacher student, and we're going to be talking about Course in Miracles and mental health. Bring your questions. She's not offering therapy, but she can help steer you in the right direction. She can provide insight. Hey, Jason, my friend, how are you? She can help steer you in the right direction and maybe provide a little bit of insight that might prove to be helpful or healing in a way. Someone says 2 months until my Texas trip. I know you're looking forward to it. So that's the agenda for today. On Wednesday, hold on. Hold on. Vishali Shahin is coming up. She is actually, she might be coming up next week. I do have someone coming up on Wednesday, and I do have a guest on Thursday. Thursday is another returning Fiona Vissa. Fiona is Course in Miracles teacher as well as an ecstatic dance coach. Do you want to learn how to move and dance intuitively as an expression of the Holy Spirit, as an expression of God? Tune in. She'll tell you how to do it. All right, guys. I love you. I'm going to see everyone, I hope, at 1 o'clock. Big day today. Take care.